Hope everyone's having a good day. This is a positive politics episode, so get ready for some feel good, happy, it'll make your heart sing news. I'm excited about it, but one of these is actually going to be a little bit of a spooky segment. I thought, why not make it a little bit seasonal and a little bit more interesting by having one of these clips be a little spooky, but I thought it'd be interesting. But we are going to start here. It's this little clip from Fox News and President Trump on Fox and Friends, and I thought it was great. I saw from Benny Johnson. He said President Trump confirms that he will be going to McDonald's and working the fries. I'm going to do everything. I'm going because she lied. I thought this was great. Also, before I play it, please, if you like consuming content like this, if you like having conversations like this in this format, please like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. Now, check this out.
President, I got a question for you. Either today or tomorrow, you're going to McDonald's. You're going to be working the fryer. Are you going to wear the paper hat?
I'm going to do everything. I tell you what.
You're going to do
a friend of mine
He's
owns
going to do it.
McDonald's someplace. Oh, I'm going because she lied.
You don't think she ever worked at McDonald's?
I know she did. We checked it out. Unless somebody comes up with something, we checked it out. They said she never worked here. She even picked the store. We went to the manager. The manager's been there forever. You remember her? No, she never worked here. They know. Okay.
No.
So will you wear the paper hat?
And you know who else stopped talking about it? The press. If I said I worked at McDonald's and it turned out not to be true, this would be
story
the
ever.
front page of that stupid New York Times, the worst paper. It is the worst rag. The New York Times is the worst most to say. They would have me front page for months. Nobody, I can't get any. That's why I have to do it myself. That's why I'm doing it.
So you're going to get trained and you're going to make French fries.
I don't know how much the training will be.
Not too much salt.
It's not going to be. Oh,
Just not that much.
I love that show.
I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see President Trump working at McDonald's. I don't think this is going to be a paper hat. I don't know when the last time this man stepped foot in a McDonald's. They wear regular caps nowadays. If anything, he's going to wear his MAGA hat. I don't know. I see that as a possibility. But also, what he just said right now about Kamala Harris, apparently they went to the original McDonald's and they asked the manager, and they're like, yeah, no, she never worked here. How is that not news? That is absolutely crazy. And no, I feel like more people should be talking about it. Real talk. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about, look how beautiful this is. RF Kennedy Jr. and Maha coming back in this segment. Absolutely love it. Ironic because, we just talked about McDonald's and that's maybe not so make America healthy again. But I still think this is great. This was an iconic dinner last night. We're also going to play another clip playing the highlights. I think that's awesome. But real quick, look at this amazing shout out for RFK Jr. And I want you to look at President Trump's reaction here. Check it out.
We have an amazing, by the way, RFK Jr. is here. Welcome, sir. RFK Jr.
Look at that. Do you see President Trump's reaction to this? He was like, oh man, he looked back and immediately started clapping.
Jr. He, of course, is going.
He gave him a big thumbs up too. Are you kidding? That is so sweet.
To make America, he's part of the MAGA, make America healthy again, right? I don't know if he's seen what Donald Trump eats, but Donald Trump eats like, well, me and the Cardinal, okay? And anyway. Now the prompter guy. I went off book a little bit here. So
they do say President Trump loves his McDonald's. You know what? Let me bring up that picture real quick. You remember that picture of Trump and McDonald's at the White House? Literally, how iconic was this? Do you guys remember this? Oh my goodness. I think he invited a bunch of football players over and just had a bunch of McDonald's. I'm telling you, if I was a football player and my season just ended, say less. Please give me that Big Mac. I actually don't like Big Macs. I don't know what your guys' go-to McDonald's meal is. I feel like I'm more of a simple person there. But anyways, what a shout out that RFK Jr. got at the dinner last night. We absolutely loved it. But now a little bit of the highlights. Look at this. This caption is Trump's top 5 jokes at the Al Smith dinner. Check it out.
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz. Well, I'd better wrap up because Mayor Adams told me earlier that I needed to make this one very quick, especially the city has reserved this room for a large group of illegal aliens coming in from Texas. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. A major issue in this race is childcare, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband, Doug, anywhere near the nannies. Just keep them away. That's a nasty one. Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president.
That is ice cold. But I also love how, even these people are in like massive disagreements across the board. The fact that they could all get together, one room, have this event. I don't know. I think it's great. I think it's great. Also kind of makes you wonder like how much of the intensity that we see online is just used to generate clicks. It's used for advertising. It's almost like a false, they're almost like false enemies, you know. I think about that a lot. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. Another thing that I wanted to share was including Dave Ramsey pretty much just saying like, hey, this is how I'm voting and this is who I'm voting for. And I love how he ended. He was like, also, you guys can't cancel me. Right? I'm uncancelable because this is my show. I thought it was great. And I want to say something after I play this clip. Pretty much talking about cancel culture, but check this out.
I'm looking at ideas and which ideas land on which side of the aisle. Where am I most likely going to get a tax policy I like, an immigration policy I like, a foreign policy I like? Where am I most likely to get a gun policy I like, a climate change policy I like, a woke policy I like, that I agree with? Where am I most likely to get that? And I can check those boxes very clearly, very quickly on these two candidates.
I love, real quick, I just love that he has, this, whether it's internal or external, there's a checklist of ideas and values that he wants to vote based on. And this is just very practical, right? I think everyone should have a really practical list. If you want to go ahead and figure out who you want to vote for, if you're ever undecided, literally make a list. Ask what's important to you, what you care about, what you should care about, what you prioritize, what you should be prioritizing, and right across the board. What's happening on the left? What's happening on the right? Where do I align on this spectrum? And check this out.
So I'm going to tell you, I'm voting for Donald Trump, not because I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Are we going here?
That's okay. But because I checked those boxes, and more of those are on that side than on the other side. Some of you are never going to listen to me again after this. That's okay. I can deal with that. That's happened to me for 30 years. People have threatened me, like, I'm going to cancel you. That's hard to do. I own the show. And so you're not going to get to cancel me. So you can leave, but you can't cancel me.
I just think more and more people should be standing up against almost refusing to get canceled, but also to stand by your principles, to stand your ground, to say, you know what, this is what I believe. Take it or leave it. If you're going to be consuming content from me, if you're going to be consuming information from me, if you're going to take advice from me, you should probably know where I stand here. And if that's a deal breaker, it shouldn't be. But if that's a deal breaker, you are free to leave. He's saying the door is right there. And I don't know about you, but I like it. I think more people should be doing it. And I think it's weird whenever we take these celebrity endorsements. We're like, oh my gosh, yes, Taylor Swift, please endorse Kamala Harris. We love it. Yes, Jennifer Garner. thank you for your endorsement for Kamala Harris, and people like that, they elevate that. That's great. Or like Adam Scott for Kamala Harris, or Ed Helm for Kamala Harris. All these other celebrities, we think that's great. But then there's people like Dave Ramsey, like, and he's now endorsing President Trump, and what? It doesn't make news. People don't talk about it. Like a man as influential as him, it doesn't make headlines. But the fact that it's actually doing numbers here, I think it says a lot. And the fact that he has to almost say that he's okay with any backlash that comes from it, I don't know. I think it's great. I think if more people would do this, we minimize the effect of cancel culture, right? So that's what I love. Obviously, not everyone is Dave Ramsey. I feel like he's at a point where he could actually do and say these things without any sort of real backlash or real effect on his business. I think that's great. But again, I think it starts at the top and it starts to whittle down to, baby influencers, right? Baby creators, people who are just getting their career started and they're a little bit nervous to discuss where they land on this political spectrum because, like Zachary Levi says, he's in a very liberal career because Hollywood is very liberal, and this might be like the breaking point for him. But he's also okay with that. But because he was standing his ground. So I think that is great. 10 out of 10 coming from me to Dave Ramsey. That's my interpretation of it. If you don't like it or if you disagree, let me know in the comments. Now, I want to share something that I really wasn't going to talk about. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this is the spooky segment, by the way. All right. So Kamala Harris was, doing her rallies as she does, but there's this one moment where apparently I saw this going viral because she was saying that, like apparently some like a MAGA crowd was saying some nasty stuff, or they were just saying, "Oh, hey, like make America great again," right? All these things. But upon further investigation, people have found out that they weren't saying make America great again. They were saying Jesus is Lord. And she responded with, "You are at the wrong rally." And literally, I was out whenever I was hearing this. I'm like, I don't hear it at all. But guys, I'm telling you, this is like loud and clear. People in the crowd say Jesus is Lord, and Kamala Harris, without hesitation, says you're at the wrong rally. So people's concern right now is Kamala Harris as for people of faith as she makes it seem? That's the question. So check this out. It already happened. Did you hear that? It happens almost as soon as I start playing the clip. And then she says, "Oh, you're at the wrong rally."
You guys are at the wrong rally.
I'm going to play it again because it's really, really faint. Okay. I'm probably going to play it like another 2 times just so you could really hear it. But yeah, volume's all the way up. And this clip is going to be linked in my bio, but you could clearly hear it. Check it out.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
They say it right there. He literally says, like, Jesus is Lord. You could hear it so clearly. Jesus is Lord. All right, one more time. And then I'll let the clip play out so you can see this reaction from Kamala Harris, but also from the audience. Check it out.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
All right. So one audience member says, Jesus is Lord. Kamala Harris says, you're at the wrong rally. And the rest of the audience erupts. That is wild to me. So I don't know. I think there's an argument to be made that people who are in the faith space might not be feeling represented today from Kamala Harris. That's what people are saying. That's what people are pulling from this clip. Agree with it or disagree with it, you let me know. But that is what is happening right now. And I don't like it, personally, if you ask me. But, is there an argument to be made about Kamala Harris mishearing them? Sure, you can make that argument. I'd love to, like, to talk about it some more, but this is a positive politics episode. So I did want to share something really sweet from Kamala Harris with a little girl, and this little girl just gets so happy to meet her, and I just thought this was really sweet. So I want to say this again. This is about making politics human again. This isn't really about trying to draw lines or trying to bring a little bit more divisiveness here. No, I think I'd rather make people more human here because we almost intend to, or we almost try to mystify these politicians, right? We make them larger than life. We almost make them like idols that people try to worship, and that's why these cults kind of develop. And I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but I think all across the board we can make these people human again through these types of moments. Their wins and their losses, but in this episode, let's really focus on their wins.
I love you so much, Papa. We fight, we win.
Look at you. How are you? It's our first time meeting, but it's a wonderful. She's been talking about you. Come here, let me see you. Tell me, what's going on with you?
I love you so much, Papa. We fight, we win.
You're kidding me. You are kidding me. Come here. Come here. I'm voting for her.
Come on, isn't that such a sweet, wholesome moment? All right. You could disagree with her, but you could still say, like, yeah, that was really, I don't know, like she kind of gives me like Aunt Tia energy, right? And I like it.
So proud of you. You make me feel so inspired. My goodness.
Thank you.
My goodness. I love meeting our young leaders. And you are so smart. That makes me so happy. Thank you.
Come on. I like it. I like to see it. The person said, so heartwarming. I want a president like this. She sees you, acknowledges you, speaks life into you. Speaks life into you is really interesting. I like that phrase. I do think both candidates could do this, and obviously President Trump has so many moments where he's with his grandchildren and he's with the young people, and we think it's great. And I just love seeing these interactions with the children. I think it's really heartwarming. Anyways, that's the video. Let me know what you thought about it. I know we had a couple different topics today. We had President Trump preparing to work at McDonald's. I'm excited about that. I don't know if anyone else is. I think it could be great. It could be a little, potentially disastrous, right? He could make a fool of himself, if he doesn't really know what to do. But I still think overall this is going to be a net positive experience. I think him just being there, him getting his hands dirty, him dealing with the fryer, dealing with pouring the fries in, getting them out, filling up those little cartons, small, medium, or large. I think it's gonna be great. Pouring the salt on them, I think it will work. Now, let me know what you thought about that. Also, come on, the shout out with RF Kennedy Jr. and the Making America Healthy Again, and also a little bit of the shade throwing back at President Trump because of some unhealthy habits that he may or may not have, or May. I I think that's probably pretty clear. And also, I think some of these jokes that were told, I think you could argue maybe they went a little too far, right? But isn't that comedy? All right, isn't comedy designed to are the only jokes that work the jokes that are slightly true? I don't know. I think there's a case to be made there. You let me know. Also, what do you think about Dave Ramsey actually pushing his support behind President Trump? I think anyone who watches Dave Ramsey knows that he knows who he would have been voting for. All right, he's obviously been a little bit more kind to Trump and a little bit more of an attack dog to Kamala Harris, but at this point this is just what's existing right now. People are biased. It's human nature. People want their person to win. People want, whenever you watch a game in football season or whenever you're watching the Super Bowl, you want your team to win, right? This is just human nature. So I think that's okay personally, but I think at the end of the day, we should be able to, be clear about when our person misses the mark, and we should talk about it. Like, I think Kamala Harris actually, like, missed the mark here, but in the same way, I think she hit the nail right on the head with this little moment. And yes, it's just a little moment, but still people like it. We like seeing these little expressions of inspiration, and I think it's great. Anyways, let me know what you thought about this video. I'm excited to read your comments. I literally last night I spent probably like 2.5 hours just responding to comments, and I think I got most of them, and some people responded to them this morning, so I'm excited about that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Do you like the spooky segment? Should I just keep it all positive next time? Let me know. Let me know. All right. Hope you are having a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching and listening. I appreciate your time so much, and I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you'd like to support what we're building here, please like and subscribe. It means a lot, and it really helps us out. And if you want to see even more content from me, make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be sharing a lot more on there. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.